Yo, what's up? Yeah, didn't think you were gonna see me this late, did you? But you are. Now, let's get to it. Because it needs to be said. LeBron James put his arms around this kid. He loved him because Quincy was a great player, but he was somebody that Bronny trusted, and Bronny needed somebody that was young, just like him, and he understood to help Bronny move along and all these different things and actually have a chance. Bronny needed to be around some players who was trying to make it and give him that. Mm-hmm. We're not worried about clowns over here, NPR. Let him stay on the bumper. Now, here's the thing. LeBron James and the Lakers decided to do one or too many things. They decided to go ahead and sabotage. And because so much noise was about Quincy early on, they couldn't cut him. They were supposed to cut him and just put Bronny on there, but Bronny already had bad backlash. What would be the reason for you to keep him on, to cut him and keep Bronny on the team? That would look nasty. So they knew it'd be bad PR to do that because Quincy was playing so well in the summer league and preseason. So they said, oh, we got to give him a two-way deal. And they let another player go who just was basically signed but wasn't playing well. So they said, all right, we'll let him go, which they did. So once they let him go, what's up, Kiltez? Once they let him go, all hell breaks loose, right? I mean that. All hell breaks loose. So now, instead of the narrative that you've been seeing from the realities that's going on out in the game itself, all of a sudden it's problems. Every time you turn around, it's problems. I'm serious. All throughout the season, they sent him down to the G League to develop. They put Bronny out there first, knowing Bronny ain't ready. Then they sent him to the G League where he was playing bad, but he was working every day with Q, who was the leader in scoring in the G League. He was averaging like 15, 5, and 5. Before that, he was just on fire. But he tapered his game back so that Bronny could shine. And that was okay. Yes, I saw the movie Substance. So the thing is, now we're almost at the All-Star break or the final point before they start closing off everything. I don't even want to talk about Steph Curry. I'm done with Steph Curry. Now, let him go hug on Drake. Now, Quincy, the thing is that Quincy is going to get picked up by another team. So they actually did him a favor. If they'd have cut him early in the season, which they planned on doing, another team would have signed him. So the Lakers gave him a two-way deal like they was doing him a favor. But it actually brought a lot of appeal to him. So actually, Quincy, this is actually something that's pretty good for him. But Kwame Brown see it a little different. See, Kwame Brown is like, damn, why would you cut him? But because they got to get another guy in there. They want to get another big forward because they promised AD they was going to get somebody. But it's like, well, you just did a trade for somebody to help out. And he ain't been helping out, but you just got the big man that's supposed to help you out, but he ain't getting no rebounds. So now they traded for a bruiser, right? Big 6'11" guy. They want to open up the spot so they can get him. That Trey Jameson. He's been all over the league, but Trey is kind of lazy. Right, he averaged about maybe 2-3 points. He only averaged about 3 rebounds, but they want him down there battling. Okay, you get Trey down there. What is he going to do? Trey is about as soft as the rest of these dudes. He's about 6'10" and a half, 260. Right? A big guy, another body down there. He's just another walking 6'5". Right? He got slow feet. You got to remember, he's got to defend. And your problem is you got a dinosaur on the court. So the problem still remains, no matter how much you want to dress it up. Oh, yes. Without a doubt. No. Kwame actually made some sense.
See, this is why people don't like me, because I don't like people that do shit like this. Clutch Sports, LeBron James, well, Homelander and Homelander Jr. strikes again. I told y'all, in order for one person to win, another person has to lose. And the only reason why the Lakers didn't already get rid of Quincy Olivari from the very start was because everybody on YouTube, myself, Carcino, Ticket TV, Two Raw, uh, Two Raw Sports or Two Raw for TV Sport, uh, 78 Sports, a bunch of Dreamers Pro, a bunch of YouTubers were calling this out. And we got called haters. We got called, we hating on nepotism. We hating on black men. And I kept saying, Quincy Olivari is black.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame that in order to, they strategically did this. This guy was the leading scorer in the G League. Next thing you know, they send Bronny James down to the G League. And then Gil get on camera talking about, well, that's why I like Quincy. He's humble. He's this. No, fuck all that. That's why I said this is a business. They sent Bronny James to go learn from Quincy. They probably had Quincy running, showing him how to run the pick and roll, showing him, because he started playing a little better. Then next thing you know, Quincy Olivari is not on the G League no more because they freed up space for Homelander Jr. to get the ball and play point guard all of a sudden. He hadn't played point guard ever until what I believe Quincy did a tutorial and showed him how to play point guard. Now they bring Quincy up to the G League. It makes it look like the Lakers are doing the right thing. But really, they messing this boy game up because he's just sitting there on the bench.
And that's what I said beforehand. They were icing him out to shine Bronny. All of a sudden, Bronny started having 30-point games, 16-point games, and they're using Quincy to build up Bronny and get him ready now. And now it's like, okay, well, Bronny's just going to sit on the bench. So we're going to let Quincy go because he shouldn't have been here anyway. So now it's Bronny who's supposed to sit here and watch and learn from his daddy. So he's not even playing with his daddy. So then they don't want him to travel with the G League. So here you go. You stuck in this scenario once again. Absolutely. So you start looking at what other people say and what they believe is the greatest thing that's going. But when you start seeing it from like all open eyes, then you start to understand what the real problem is. You start to see what success is. Mm-hmm. Because the Lakers won't have true success until this guy's out of the way. That's the problem. He's in the way. And you're not going to have any success until he's gone. That's where the league has struggled at for years. Well, it's a whole different thing, you know. So when you start looking and locating things that's going on, uh, you start seeing like what's really transpiring out there, and don't really understand what's popping. I'm wishing bad on a black kid. Quincy is a black kid if Bronny's a black kid. Bronny's rich. He don't need basketball. His daddy just told you that in the interview. Bronny's already rich. He don't need it. He don't need to play basketball. Then why the fuck is he here? Quincy don't have those luxuries. And he was very humble in his dismissal, saying, man, I learned a lot from when I was here. But this is best for Quincy. It really is. Because now, instead of having your career rocked sitting on the bench on the Lakers, you can go to another team that you could probably play. Get on the court and actually play and produce. So you can get the minutes, the reps, everything, and then they can really evaluate you to the point where you can get a real contract in the league. Yes, being on the Lakers got you a lot of attention, and it put you in this spot where you didn't get drafted. And you can see the draft process is all about, it's a whole thing about popularity now. How many likes you got on social media can get you drafted. Then they try to develop and manufacture star players instead of drafting the players that actually can play the game. That's the problem.
And then now, all of a sudden, Quincy is cut. But why? How do you go from the leading scorer in the G League to cut? What did he do wrong?
What did he do?
We already know how he played. He better than Bronny. Why ain't Bronny cut? The leading scorer of the G League all of a sudden gets called up to the Lakers and then cut.
Yep. So what does that say for the G League? We know why he got cut.
This is a damn shame. This is a damn shame. Cut this young man. I told y'all, stars are not born, they're created.
Same thing I said here, man. He said stars are not born, they created. He said it a long time ago. And I said they manufacture these. They want to manufacture now. They want to manufacture stars. And they believe they can do that. And that's the problem. So instead of authentic, we got to deal with manufactured garbage. And that's why you have number 23 right there, the fake 23. Manufactured garbage. So now, because we got manufactured garbage and LeBron James floating around, now everybody else is just stuck. Yes, a lot of things are going to happen today. The Patreon is going to be lit up like a Christmas tree today. Trust me. If you a Patreon fan, you better sign up today. I'm serious. You better sign up today. You gonna want to. You gonna want to really bad. I'm overworked with the Patreon. Woo-hoo. I've done so much in January, I don't know if February could top it. I was like, maybe I should say something for February because I'm crushing it right now. Crushing Patreon. So I got to have a talk with Patreon. We got to have a talk about what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Most players don't win championships. So I'm not holding the championships really against LeBron. I more don't like the way he played basketball. It's terrible. It's not winning basketball. And even though people think it is, well, he went to the finals 10 straight time because they promoted him. He was the agenda to go. Why don't people understand that? Bloody knuckles. Let me tell you something. Luka is not manufactured. Luka can play basketball. What are you talking about? This guy, do you know Luka Doncic since 15 has been playing with 30-year-olds in the Euro League? He was like the Euro All-Star. This guy can really play. And he's done better than LeBron every year of his career. He's on a faster track in points, rebound, and assists throughout. LeBron can't touch him. At the same time LeBron was and him, can't touch him. Who's Scafano? Because he was so high to get him, but he's not developing fast enough for LeBron. But the thing is that guy is used to playing in a system. LeBron is used to playing his way. He got to have the ball all the time. He needs you to stand still. See, that's not a good person. A good guard know how to run plays and know how to hit people in the shot pocket where they comfortable catching the ball to shoot, not just throwing them the ball here. They work on footwork overseas. That's why all the overseas players come to the NBA and say, oh, this is easy. Because most of these guys are athletic, but they're not skilled. So you can easily take advantage of them with your basketball skills. Diana, that video I did on Steph Curry is actually not everything. I didn't call him out for everything just yet. That was just a slightness. Just a slight, I know what you did last summer. Now, I might do a Patreon version of that where I tell you the other side of that coin. Oh yeah, I'll go there. I'll be Steph. Has Draymond Green been in your house? Only thing black been in your house is those goddamn tires in the garage. That's it. But let me not make this about Steph Curry. We'll go there when it's time. Okay? It ain't time yet. tomorrow I'm gonna be on the Israelite Brothers channel. That's gonna go down tomorrow. I'm gonna let y'all know when it's set up, but it's gonna go down at like 8 o'clock. But we're gonna get into that a little later. Who's gonna acquire Quincy? Probably the Chicago Bulls or the Pelicans. Miss Tiff, on my Patreon, I might have to do it because I got a lot of material, lots of it. But we'll get to that point when we get to that road. But I got stuff in the vault. Let's just say it's in the vault, and I'm this close to exploding. Because dude gonna have some explaining to do. Now on the basketball court, he's 1,000. But off that court, you did some very questionable things, boy. Very questionable.
It wasn't his turn. It ain't his look. He ran into the people that they want to make into a cash cow. Like it or love it or leave it, Gilbert was right about one thing. This kid sold a lot of jerseys. This kid got a lot of interest. So this is about money. Quincy Olivari don't make the money for the NBA and any team that Bronny James would make, good basketball player or not. So they're trying to turn him into a good basketball player because if they can get 20 years out of him with the type of interest that his father has, they can milk Homelander Jr. and then they can bring the other one up. And then now they got two cash cows in the league. And then now LeBron James can be the first and only basketball player to have not one son, but, well, I don't think he's the first and only because I think Steph and Seth Curry were two kids that played in the NBA at the same time, and that's Dale Curry's kids. But they ain't gonna talk about that. But if LeBron James do it and have two kids in the NBA at the same time, they're gonna make it like he the only mother trucker that did this. All is this is a narrative for him to look like the GOAT. And it's sad because they don't care who they run over. They don't care who lose an opportunity. They don't care who dreams get shattered because it's all about the money, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the money, baby.
Must be about the money.
And if you outshine Bronny, they'll cut your ass too. Yeah, you mean ain't no outshining the master. 48 laws of power. This what y'all used to. They tried to get me to read this shit. I said, I don't want this fuck. I said, everybody got mad at me in the hood. All the niggas gave me this book. Man, this the best book ever, my nigga. Man, I read this book in the train gang. I read the 48 laws of power. This the best book I ever read. I started reading this shit. I said, man, this book is a bunch of bullshit. They said, what? Man, I said, man, this book is teaching you how to goddamn not reach your full potential because you worried about another motherfucking man. Nigga, how you gonna listen to the Bible tell you can do all things through Christ who strengthened you, but you worried about this other nigga, how he gonna feel about it in his power structure? Fuck his power structure. I do what the fuck I want to do, when the fuck I want to do it, and that's how life works. I got the pursuit of happiness and stay out my way and I stay out yours.
And that's real talk. See, people think one book is what they supposed to live in their whole life by. Right? 48 Laws of Power. There's lots of books. Lots of books here. Now, Kwame is somebody who's not plugged into the system of the matrix. He's what they call a divergent to the system. I'm a divergent of a system. That's why me and him connect so much, and we recognize we're not plugged in. It's only a few of us, but we stand out because we don't go along with the programming. Now, think about how successful me and Kwame Brown would be in social media if we conform to what they wanted us to conform to. If Kwame Brown was to say LeBron is the greatest thing ever and we needed LeBron, you think his channel, he would be 30, 40, 50,000 views a day, 300,000, all of this. Right? The reason why is go along, get along game. It's a trickle effect. If you're not saying what they want you to say, they're going to submerge you down, grab some yahoos, untalented bums who don't know the game, and perpetuate a whole agenda and push this narrative. They're going to make Bronny a star, even though he isn't. I told you guys this was going to happen. Kwame Brown told you that's going to happen. But it's like Bronny ain't good enough. He's not this enough. He's not hungry enough for it. But the NBA is going to make him that so they can sell the game. They can sell jerseys. LeBron is old. They're going to need something to latch on to when he's gone. Whatever that may be. They dumb the game down so he can survive and play. He barely gets 20-something points a game at 40. But this is what they want. He can score 30 a night if he wanted to. It's so easy. They have an action ball with Wilson that seem to do weird things for him whenever he shoots it. We see it do all this crazy stuff. So we know what it is, man. It's like everybody is so enamored by all of these steps people take. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, definitely. That's why the emphasis has always been placed there. Now, if I put out a poll in the chat, which I'm going to do, who's the better basketball player? Right? Is Bronny James better than Quincy? There it is. It's in the poll. Let's see where everybody's at now. Because now it's in the poll. Is Bronny James better than Quincy? Now they're going to say, like LeBron said, everybody just hating on Bronny. It's not about that. Bronny was never the best anywhere he was playing. He wasn't even the second leading scorer. In high school, he was. You know how many players in high school score 40 in high school? They score 20 in college and about 6 in the NBA. How many times have we seen that? You see, people like Gilbert Arenas and others, they seem to be blinded by the fact, like they know, they just BS to y'all, but they know. Bronny James isn't that. Because if he was that, we wouldn't be standing here right now talking. We'll be like, Bronny's the key. People are buying Bronny's merch off of celebrity because they've been selling you. This is the first time a father and son. Then somebody comes around and says something remotely stupid. And then what I have to deal with is people come back and tell it to me, and I got to deal with it. Oh, Miss Tiff, don't worry, bro. I mean, this is the best thing for Q. This is the best thing. He's going to get picked up by another team. So he's going to have an opportunity to play. All he was doing was sitting on the bench rotting. He could actually play right now with the pros. So all he's doing is rotting, sitting on the bench. With Bronny can't play, so it's like, all right, Bronny can't play, not at NBA level. So, well, let's just keep him on the bench so maybe he can learn what he sees. And the only time he gets to play is in practices. They already know what this person can do and can't do. They know what Q can do. They say Quincy can play. He's a baller. He's a hooper. That's who we need on the team. Straight up and down. So that's the realness of it. So I understand how Kwame feel. Kwame is 100% like, this some bull. This dude shot 46% from the three down there. He was shooting 46%, he shot 40 from deep and 46 from the field. But he shot 40% from three with the South Bay Lakers. Bronny still ain't proved he can hit a jump shot. Not consistently, not at NBA level. Anybody can hit a shot if they shoot 1,000. But you got to be able to be at NBA level, but not with this action ball. They can just make things happen. So now they want to get Trey Jameson. Trey Jameson is a developing sophomore center who's on a two-way contract. He's 6'11", 260, big man into rotation. Here's the problem about Trey Jameson, right? They say they like his physicality. All he does really is foul people. Now, this two-way guy who only averaged 2 points, and he's played 41 games in his whole NBA career so far, he looks lost out there on the floor. Trey Jameson looks lost. So if he looks lost on all these teams and he's got slow feet, that's another thing the coaches said about him in scouting reports. These are people who are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, to scout players, saying this man has slow feet, his reaction time needs more work on learning where to be in his role. Meaning that they're trying to say he's dumb as shit. He's not that bright. He's not really a smart guy on the court. He can't figure it out. He's like behind plays. And that's going to get you snatched out of the game and not put on the floor. But he's a big body. So this should help out. But he doesn't play like a big man. The thing that I like about Trey Jameson is that Trey Jameson actually has a great wingspan. Like, he's got long arms. He will challenge. He will step up to make the challenge. But I'm telling you, this guy should be in the weightlifting contest. Like he needs to be in like the bodybuilding contest. That's him. That's Trey Jameson. Strong. But strong don't necessarily mean success. And of course, in my opinion, it's not. So far, 90%, 91% believes that Bronny is not better than Quincy. 91%. And the only other people that's the 9%, they're trolling. So also, yeah, hit the like button, people. You know, we up late. I know they're not finna share this or whatever they finna do, but hit the like button, bro. We know what's what. Mm-hmm. Well, when you decide that there's only so much you could do, there's only so much you could do. No, it's only so much you could do for a player that everybody else is going to have to figure out for themselves. There's only so much you could do. It's literally just so much. You have to really go through, scrub it out, right? Get everything done, all the kinks out, and then go from there. Cooper Flag, of course he's better than Bronny. Cooper Flag will be starting as a rookie. Watch what I tell you. He will be starting as a rookie. Mr. Patrick, did you hit the notification for all notifications, like to go out? How many of y'all got notifications that we were live? Mm-hmm. Well, make sure you hit up YouTube, hit the send feedback button and let them know.
I can't stand that damn book.
Well, I mean, still,
That's the stupidest, most backstabbing, jigaboo ass book I ever read. And there's a bunch of niggas that swear by this goddamn book. I'm like, what the fuck do you like about it?
well, here's what they like about the book. I read the 48 Laws of Power. I don't live by it, but I understand the people that do. The people that do are normally going to be successful because it pretty much puts you in the ideal of a system, but it's preparing you for control. It's a controlling way to say you're going to be successful. As long as you do A, B, C, and D, you'll be successful. Follow the patterns that we laid out here, and you will be successful. If this guy's up there, make sure you don't cross him. Kiss his ass if you got to. Whatever you do, don't piss him off. 50 Cent made a remake of the book called The 50 Laws of Power, where he got with the guy Robert Greene and made the sequel to the book, which incorporated 50s terminology using street terms. So it is a guy you could use to be successful. This is something like what Stephen A. Smith would use. Don't cross the master and, be a worker until then one day your opportunity will come. And then, but you can shine, but don't shine too much where you outshine the master. You see? Can never outshine the master. That's the lead to destruction. Because that keeps you thinking small-minded instead of broadly in expansion. By you not wanting somebody else on your team to shine, but just you, when you fall off, everything dies. Look at Jay-Z and Rockefeller. When Jay-Z fell off, everything died. Because everybody else, Kanye West was the only thing on there, and he decided to go over there and stay with Jay. Because Jay was an artist and Dame wasn't. So he chose Jay over Dame, even though Dame did everything for him. So once that happened, then he was able to pivot and said, all right, this happened. Now let's pivot. Let's move to something else. Let's get something else done. Let's get another project out here. Well, you could survive without the 48 laws of power. You only need probably 3 or 4 of the laws that he talked about. But it just shows you how the structure work in a clergy system, because other people saying that you need to have a team with you, and hey, you can't outshine the master. But see, if it's in the world of business, it's different. And I'll teach you this right now. In the world of business, the most successful people in the business, do you think right now more people are shining more than Jimmy Iovine? Clive Davis. Let's look at those two examples. Jimmy Iovine and Clive Davis. Did Dr. Dre and Diddy outshine them? Hell yeah, they did. They were shining like a mug. Jimmy was sitting there. Dre was superstar. Him, Eminem. They all 50. They all outshined Jimmy Iovine. Whitney Houston. They all outshined Clive Davis. But who's more powerful? You don't even hear from them. They ain't got to say a word, but they still in power. You know why? Because they had it so tight. The business was done so tight. It didn't matter what they did. You want them to be successful because your contingent on your existence of you maintaining that power is them being successful. Translation: if 50 didn't cross Young Buck and didn't get mad and try to say, I don't like the fact he said he want to sell more records than me, you get paid more off a Young Buck album than a 50 Cent album. So it's beneficial for you to have Young Buck sell millions of records. Help him sell millions. Help Bank sell millions. That's on your imprint. He knows that now. But back then, ego gets in the way. I was always influenced with Easy-E. See, I came out learning that's what split up everything. Easy was getting all the money. Dre and them thought, man, we doing all this. Dre, you a producer, you getting paid. What are you talking about? But he had other vices going on. Then Suge got in there. He saw how everything worked. Doc was writing the songs. Cube was writing. Cube bounced early because they got to him. used Ice Cube, got him split up with NWA. And this is how all the corruption started, from racist people who signed up with them. Brian Turner from doggone Priority Records. And what he did, he decided to sign all these guys now in the streets. Now he's seeing NWA blow. Yeah, I got to split this up because Eazy-E got too much control. But they don't have contracts with everybody yet. So I can get Ice Cube out the group. Give Ice Cube a deal. Now I got Ice Cube and I got NWA. Now Dre split. We do this deal with them. Okay, good. Now we got any other street rappers that's attached to them. Sign right here to Priority. Don't sign with Ruthless. Sign directly with us. Because, see, they got to pay Ruthless. See, it's a whole different thing in business, man. But the Eazy-E taught me a lot just watching that go down. And I seen why he was so smart. Eazy-E tried to buy the radio stations from Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson did just what he did, sold it to white folks. Now, black people trying to buy the radio back. Magic Johnson had it back in the 90s. And Eazy-E tried to buy it from him. Because Eazy-E was smart. And that's when he ended up getting a station and started putting out Ruthless Radio. Because he's smart. He knows the airwaves, but Viacom and everything else, he knew about all that. He was transitioning. He saw the future. Like, man, we need to get music to go on the radio. And this is on here. We can have a talk show and we could promote our records. And tell the fans, we got new product coming out. Y'all go buy it. It's here. It's on the radio, on the air. This is great marketing. We ain't got to pay nobody. We got the station. We got the airtime. Magic Johnson had all these radio stations, and instead of empowering or doing that, he sold it to the white folks. That's on the Patreon. But we gotten way off topic. Let's get back to the Lakers and Quincy. So now the Lakers are going to add this guy in there. Will that help AD? No, AD will still be soft. And this guy is slow, and he's a walking 6 fouls. Even though he's strong, he's sloppy. But he's athletic, though. And who knows? Maybe he did love on the whistle, and it'll help the Lakers. But Quincy was always going to be cut. That's what I told you. No matter how great he played, if he scored every shot, they couldn't cut him because of all the stuff, the noise that was going on in the background. And this is why nobody really likes LeBron James, because everywhere he goes is so much politics. It's so much garbage, and it does not talk about the game itself. It deludes from it. So that's where we at with it.
Yeah, all I saw was how to get over on a motherfucker. Yeah, old backstabbing ass, grimy ass book that's scared of the white man ass book. Never outshine the master. One of the rules is never outshine the master. Who the fuck is the master? Who the hell is the master, nigga? What the fuck?
I'll tell you, Kwame be on that hookah. Absolutely, man. That's what I'm trying to tell people, man. Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. This is what's real. This is what's going on. The whole narratives, all of this stuff that they doing, man, is crazy out here. Stop. Don't fall for it. Don't become a victim of it. Just, continue to move forward. Do your thing. And we out. I got to go cuss YouTube out for y'all.